And so you're paying a efficiency cost and also a stress cost and a training cost to have to teach people how to continually use these crappy systems that no one wants to use. So you just go for a layer above that, orchestrate them in Foundry and let natural language drive them. All of a sudden, everyone's life gets better because they don't have to remember how to use this crappy system and where this setting is. And like, oh my God, I got to wait, 20 minutes for this UI to load because it was built in .NET and .NET's a pile of shit. And like, so there's all these like things you can fundamentally solve with how humans interact with software if you can make language the default interface. And I promise you, you are seeing this emerge now. Like Databricks 1 is their vision for this.
Yeah.
OpenAI is working on a single browser that will end all browsers that is literally a chat interface and will just take over the entire internet. This is going to be the default UI in the future. Every major technology company is going to push it on you. The problem is I see like right now is like most institutions aren't going to want to bring their data into some of these other platforms, whereas Foundry is like the one secure place that an institution could bring all of its data and that the model could access it securely in a governable, auditable way. Yeah. And so like to me, I think there is a massive efficiency gain if institutions just start looking at like, shit, let language be the interface. We have one interface for all our systems. We can stop investing in all these fucking UIs and like, get back to actually having people work in the way they naturally would with other people with technology. I think there's a huge efficiency gain there. Let's get more meta about it. Like, I think the better way to think about it is like, okay, back in 2021, I did this video about how software was changing. And in 2019, I was pitching this to leadership. Just like, we're moving from systems where humans are at the center of everything. They enter all the data. They sit at the center of the operating terminal to where they're going to be at the edges and AI is going to be at the center. AI is going to be driving the decision making and orchestration. The humans are going to be part of accept or reject university and offering their insight to put the model back on the rails. And I think we're largely getting there now. Like, I think that's actually the migration path that's taking place. So a better question is like, okay, one idea about how software is changing in the space is that language can be an interface rather than a form. Yeah. But like, what are the other ways in which software is going to be reshaped by this idea that AI will be the primary user and then humans are around the edges, keeping it on the rails, providing subject matter expertise, essentially offering an oversight function in some capacity? Like, how does that change the jobs at these companies? Like today, if you think about the SaaS landscape, there are job functions in these companies solely because there are SaaS products that they've adopted that are requiring these jobs. Does that go away as we move to this new model where human operators aren't even driving those things anymore? The products like Foundry and Databricks and, 8090 by Chamath take over these SaaS landscapes and they're tooled primarily for AI and not people. Like, what are the ways in which this all changes in relation to this fundamental shift where humans are now not the primary user of the system?
I mean, there'll be a massive simplification, I think, which means a lot of SaaS products are going to get rejected and deprecated. And we see this all the time with clients too. Once they kind of get how you can build stuff at scale in a single place with AI at the center, they start to go, well, why am I using this other stuff? Why do I have to drop all my documents here? And why do I have to interact with this UI and enter my data here? There's different prototypes of personas that really want to go on that journey. I always think salespeople hate entering data on a day-to-day basis when it's like, I just sent a bunch of emails to my customer. Why do I have to go enter in that I had a conversation, right? So I think you're going to have a massive simplification of the tech stack in big enterprises. And like you said, it's going to move a lot more towards language, which is kind of what everybody wants.